Hey, it's Chris from Wilson Acres. I'm out doing a habitat project on my own property today. This is in the northeast corner, and I'm actually in my tree stand right now. A tree stand that I don't hunt that often. My best day out here, probably my best day all season actually, was out of the stand. I saw 8 different bucks. Why that day, I don't know. Because I have sat here a couple times and just not really seen much. But there is the sign here. So today I'm just kind of brainstorming, getting a bird's eye view of this area with no foliage, just to see what I can do to make this spot better and to get these guys to walk right in front of me. So I have done some things to this spot. You see those trails behind me? That is not my property. My property ends right past those little hinge cuts that I made. I also dropped some trees right down there, and that was just to kind of make a natural, basically a border. My passion is over here. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually a ditch back there with a culvert that has dirt over it, and that's a good way for the deer to cross over the creek. It's a pretty decent sized creek. I mean, they can jump it, but they much would prefer to take that dirt, and so that's become a big travel corridor. And what they do is they come right through this corner from right back here, right into my place. So I have made some hinge cuts down there. Not sure what you can see, but it does get thick. It gets thick down there. So this is probably the widest open woods that I have, and I don't necessarily want to hinge cut all of it, because most of my property is really thick. This is probably the more open woods that I have in the whole place. So why make it thick when all the rest of my property is awesome bedding? But what I do want to do here is I want to make an edge, deer-like edge. So I'm going to make some edge, and hopefully they follow that. And they can pop in and out of that thick stuff into this open area where I will set up some leaking branches. So this is my passion. There's the tree stand that I was in. And here's some of the edge that I'm starting to create. Drop this huge poplar tree or aspen. This is south here. So I may drop some of these trees to the south to get that sun exposure, so that this tree can regenerate, hopefully hundreds of sprouts all over the place. And I pre-cut some trees here, hoping that when I hinge cut this huge elm tree, that these guys would kind of cushion its fall and also hopefully hinge, although I know that these are not great hinge cutting trees. That's a red maple, and those ones back there are choke cherry trees. They're just so brittle. It's good hardwood, it's good for firewood, but really hard tree to hinge. And I've tried it at all times of the year and had little success. They do sprout new growth at the base, is pretty decent, but just they don't hinge very well, but that's okay. Got a lot of junk down on the ground here, and this elm tree was really awesome because it had a lot of big branches coming off of it, which just created awesome structure. So most of what's around here is cherry. I'll see if I can put some of these guys on top of it successfully without them breaking off. If I just find that I just can't do it, I may just notch and fall some of these trees to keep this edge going right down the line all the way down to the ditch and then right up the ridge, and I'm hoping that they're just gonna follow this. And then you can see on the other side here that it's good and thick. I'm gonna cut some trails through there, going to a food plot that I have way back in there. So that's it, that's the plan. I'll give you an update. Well, looks like my day's gonna be cut off a little short, but here was what I was able to do in a short period of time with the saw, making this edge. Wide open woods, tree stand. I don't know if you can see it, but here's the deer trail. It runs right through here. And here's the edge I made. And just the trees that I have to choose from really are not that great. I got gigantic aspen trees. I mean, these suckers are 60 foot tall. You can barely wrap your arms around them. You cannot hinge cut those. They fall hard, and maybe I should have dropped a couple more of those before I started hinging, but I got plenty of opportunities to do that in other spots. Other than that, maples and cherries, real tough trees to hinge, but it's okay. I don't have a problem dropping some of them and opening up the canopy, and just, you know, they do sprout up new shoots out of the bases of them, and that there'll be lots of buds to eat, and creating a lot of structure. But pretty happy with that.